everybody. Welcome to Beyond the Barricade. I am your host, Papa Dank, and it is a VPW special event tonight as we are going to discuss the Gold Rush Rumble that's coming out on August 2nd in Bay Shore. And I look like either I have jaundice or I got a bad tan, but it's none of the above, so I don't know what's going on with my lighting tonight. But anyway, without further ado, let me bring on Security Inc., my very special guest, Officer Ronnie Moses and guard dog Malcolm Murray. What's up, guys?
Thanks for having us.
Hey, man, I'm glad you guys can come on and spend a little bit of time with me.
Absolutely.
And we already got a comment. Hello, Papa Dink. Thanks. All right, before we go into the origin of Security Inc., let's start off with the Gold Rush Rumble. We're going to talk about your match first. We'll go through your history a little bit, and then we'll talk about some of the other matches happening that night.
Sounds good. All
right, let's start off with that big match for the VPW Tag Team Championships. Right there against those rat bastards, Sandra Torres and Adam Kirkland, who stole the VPW titles from the Stevens. And they've been causing a lot of havoc at VPW recently.
You're absolutely right about that.
All right. Tell me tell us all about your beef with the rat bastards.
Man, Pop, you put up that match graphic. It's hard for me to look at their smug faces holding those titles. I can't lie. Like those championships are the very reason that Malcolm and I came to VPW in the first place, dating back to last year. Mm-hmm. Am I allowed to curse?
Yes, you can curse.
I'm not gonna lie, shit hit the fan.
Shit hit the fan.
But to me, the Gold Rush Rumble is our chance to right this wrong in one foul swoop.
Right. Now, you guys did come out to try to help the Stevens.
Yeah, we did, but it backfired. But you see, for me, it would be nice to win the VPW Tag Team Championship. Mm-hmm. But the Rat Bastards, they've taken it farther than just me wanting to win the titles. Like, they've talked about my family. They've made it personal. They made me hurt my brother Ronnie with a spear. So I'm not just going out there to win the VPW Tag Team Championship. I'm going out there to hurt the Rat Bastards by any means necessary.
Good. They deserve it. Let me tell you, they're assholes.
Yeah.
Even with me, man, I had them on. They were assholes to me the whole time.
I'm not. Their attitude.
It's not a surprise though. So hopefully they'll get what's coming to them at VPW's Gold Rush Rumble on August 2nd. Make sure you go to VPW.com, VictoryProWrestling.com to get your tickets for that event.
August 12th.
They're definitely Dead Man Walk.
August 12th. Sorry.
Yes.
I got my days confused. It's been a long week. August 12th, right? Bayshore, New York. And you guys got your own code too, right?
Yes. Use code SECURITY in all caps. You will get 10% off your ticket purchase.
Awesome. All right, let's go into your guys' origins for a moment. Let's talk about how you both fell in love with professional wrestling.
So the thing that Malcolm and I have in common is that we've both loved professional wrestling ever since we were little kids. Mm-hmm. We didn't meet until we were in wrestling school, but for me personally, man, it goes back to pretty much when I was like 5-6 years old. Mm-hmm. I started playing like the video game over at my friend's house. It was SmackDown Shut Your Mouth. And then I started learning more about wrestling from that. I found it on TV. I started getting the action figures. And then the guy that first drew me in was probably Brock Lesnar, because I was just amazed at this just incredible powerhouse, because I was watching him wrestle The Big Show. Mm-hmm. And I just watched him suplexing this giant 500-pounder and then F5 him. I was just blown away. So I want to be like Brock, but then like the guy that kept me around, the guy that made me want to like do this one, made me say I want to do this when I grow up, is John Cena.
John Cena, all right. Malcolm, what about yourself?
Well, I loved it my whole life. Well, my grandparents used to make tell me a story about the way that they used to stop me from crying when I was a baby. They'll put me in front of the TV set and just put on Hulk Hogan. So like with me growing up, like the biggest person like the biggest inspiration was Hulk Hogan. So I was a big Hulkamaniac fan. Like my grandmother, she used to have a picture of Hulk Hogan in the living room, and it was hung up like he was Jesus Christ. Like there was a shrine and everything. So
A Hogan shrine.
yeah, so yeah, so growing up, it was always in my household, and that's how I connected with my family was just through wrestling. And then like I was a big Hogan fan, and then what made me want to get into it was Shawn Michaels. I became a big Shawn Michaels fan too. So and then like that passion never left me. It was just I always throughout my whole life I try to talk myself out of getting into wrestling, but the passion never left. So I just went with it.
I think I'm in the same boat as you. I was a little Hulkamaniac fan too, and then Shawn Michaels dragged me in. I'm like, dude, this Shawn Michaels is
Yeah.
especially after that Iron Man match with Bret Hart. I was like, this is it. This is the
Yep.
guy for me.
Mm-hmm.
This is my role model. He was just so good at being bad. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yep.
All right, let's go into how you guys both went to professional wrestling school. Who were your trainers? And I believe you guys both went to WrestlePro, right?
Yes, that is correct.
All right.
So I started training in October of 2014, and I was a senior in high school. I was 17 years old, and then a few months later, they had a formal open house there, and big group of guys walk in, and then I see Malcolm off in the distance, and I hope you're okay with me sharing this, Malcolm. Malcolm has scoliosis, so it was like the first thing I noticed about him, and I just in my head very judgmentally I was like, how is this guy gonna make it in wrestling? And I got to know Malcolm more, and I just I fell in love with him as a person because he's a great dude, and he proved me wrong, and I'm sure he proved a lot of other people wrong because he really developed incredibly as a talent.
That's awesome, man. I think I have scoliosis too, man.
Yeah, I do have scoliosis.
It's the curvature on your back, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I don't know why, but when I was a kid, I didn't have it. But now that I'm an adult, when I went to get my back checked out, I was having some issues with it, and I guess
I didn't have it.
I don't know how it happened.
Yeah, I didn't have it as a kid either until I got into high school and I was doing amateur wrestling. And then my junior year, that's when they told me that I had scoliosis. I was like, oh wow.
That's
but
crazy.
it hasn't affected me in the ring or anything.
Right,
so.
right. I wonder how you just develop it. Like, how do you develop it? Usually,
I have no idea.
Right, when you're a kid, you're brought up. You get the physicals and they check you. So if you don't have it as a kid, how do you have it as an adult? Doesn't make any sense.
Exactly. But then when I came in around January of 2015. So then when I came in as a tag team with my brother. But that only lasted a couple months because he quit. But every time that we was in the ring, we would always be against Ronnie. So
really?
I was always on the opposite side of Ronnie.
Yeah.
But I always knew that there was just a connection there between me and him.
That's awesome, man. All right, who are your trainers? Who trained you guys?
That would be Pat Buck, Mario Bokura, and Dan Moff.
Okay, for both of you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so now you gravitated as a tag team. Tell me about your first match together as a tag team. Who was it against, and what were your thoughts tagging together for the first time in an event?
So actually, I was about to give the wrong answer because I just had to back a little bit. First match as a tag team happened before we were Security Inc. or Job Security or that.
Really?
It was 16, and it was kind of impromptu. We were filling in for another tag team, and at UPWA in Parsippany, New Jersey, and we wrestled two guys that we would become very, very, very familiar with over the years. Now known as the Hispanic Mechanics. At the time, they were Team Spania, and we like I said, we weren't security or anything yet. It was just Ronald Kingsley and Onyx, and we went over there and we had a tag team match together. Which if you told me then, I never would have thought that it would
lead to this
tag team partner in the years to come.
So, what made you decide to officially say, "Hey, we're going to be this tag team together"? Was there a specific moment, like a specific thing that happened?
Well, we was,
I'm just going in deep on this now.
well, we
Usually I don't get too deep on subjects, you know what I'm saying? But I'm going deep on this one.
well, we was teaming up together, and we was actually in a group, a 4-man group, as job security. And over time, the guys, they like one of the guys who was in the group is Xander Torres right now, one of the rap bastards.
Oh.
But he left. They all left, and they did their own thing. So me and Ronnie,
that's why you guys can't get along.
That's one of the reasons. But then, it was just within the group with the connection there. It was just me and Ronnie who had like that connection where we were like, all right, we could actually do something with us too. Like we could actually make something of this team, and we just went off and running. We started wrestling together, and we just like we hit the ground running together. So I don't know. It was just a connection between me and him. And I tell my wife this too. I was like, I have a connection with him where I could be in the ring and I could be on the floor down selling or somewhere, and I always know where he is. I can always sense where he is in the ring or what he's doing. It's so weird.
That's a good connection. Yeah. Especially with a tag team, you need that kind of connection.
Yeah.
Absolutely. The chemistry's always been there, and I just thinking about it, like Malcolm and I are kind of like the cockroaches because like we started training around the same time, and then all the guys that started around the same time, or most of them at least, kind of just quit business at some point or went on to do other things. And even with job security, all the guys around us just kind of went off to do other things, and then it's just like the two of us are always left standing at the end of the day.
Okay. Where did you guys get the name Security Inc.? How did that evolve?
So our characters, when we first started, we were actual security for the WrestlePro Guild Champion time. So the team name was Job Security. Security Inc., however, after the pandemic, a little while after, I decided to take a break from wrestling, and we just kind of took that as the time to like reinvent ourselves because like after the pandemic, it's pretty much like I don't know if I could speak for everyone, but I feel like a lot of wrestlers were starting over in a sense. I don't know. Everything that happened prior to the start of the pandemic was just kind of forgotten. It was a true clean slate. And Security Inc. to me, it's a name that Malcolm and I came up with together, which Job Security was not. So this was just, it's doing things our way, I guess. So Security Inc. I feel like is something that's more true to ourselves. It's something we could be more proud of. And to me, like I've said this before, the difference between Job Security and Security Inc. is that Security Inc. we're not really just happy to be here anymore. Like we're still two guys living our dream, having fun out there, but we're a little hungry now than we were before. And, you know, we're wearing blue instead of red.
Okay. Metal Geek says hi. What's up, Metal Geek?
How you doing, Lance?
And CJ Clapp says, I watch these guys on GTS Wrestling. CJ is part of MCW down in Arkansas. What's up, CJ?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm part of their anti-bullying tour, so I do a lot of stuff. I do a lot of stuff with them, yeah. All right, let's talk about, for you guys in the independent scene, who would you guys want to wrestle against?
We put out a list at the beginning of this year.
Okay.
Good. I'm going to rattle off some names. I'm sure Malcolm will have some as well. For me, I think number one is the Chaotic Wrestling Tag Team Champions. TJ Crawford, Love Doug, shot through the heart. I want to break their hearts and take their championships far too long since I put TJ Crawford in the face. Some other names that come to mind are Main Event. I feel like we have unfinished business with them from our Wrestling Open debut last year. And then the Workhorsemen, I really admire those guys because I feel like they're kind of reflective of how Malcolm and I are with our in-ring styles, where, you know, Anthony Henry's the technical guy, I'm the technical guy, and then JD Drake is an awesome powerhouse wrestler, and just like Malcolm, awesome powerhouse wrestler. So I feel like there'd be a good styles meshing there.
Gotcha.
Oh, for me, like on the top of the list is Waves and Curls.
Yes.
Yeah, I would love to get in the ring with Waves of Curls again. Iron Savages, of course, and it's been a while, but I would love to get in the ring again with Brick City Boys.
Brick City.
They've been turning it up at Wrestle Open, and I think that right now we could have a banger of a match together. So those are my top right there.
They're gonna tear up this Saturday at Wrestling Is Now, man.
Yeah.
Geek says slime balls with Security Inc. They break the rules all the time. They do break.
Oh yeah, see that was good.
They do break the rules. I do want to get into something with Malcolm though. How did you become Keith Lee in a certain video that was out earlier?
It was just a random day.
I didn't forget.
And then I get a text message from Anthony Bowens. It's like, hey, would you want to be in a rap music video? And he was like, you'll be on AEW. So I was like, yeah, sure. So he was like, he wanted me to be Keith Lee. So I remember before we went to shoot, I was just watching Keith Lee matches and just trying to see his mannerisms and trying to see how he moves. And then once we started recording, I was just doing it and making them laugh. So then they just kept most of the stuff that I did. But it was so much fun just to do.
It looked really fun for you guys to do it.
Yeah, it was. It was just randomly that they hit me up. It was like, you look like Keith Lee, so we're gonna use you. So I was like,
okay. I remember when you first came to VPW, and I'm like, is that Keith Lee over there? All right, let's go into goals for the rest of the year that you guys have set for yourselves as a tag team.
I mean, I think the biggest one is August 12th. We want to win championship gold. And VPW for us is the place to do it. This has been our goal dating back to last year. And Malcolm and I are really at the point where it's make or break time. This might be our last chance at the titles, honestly. It's really important. Number one goal, we want to win a championship.
Don't you just want to... Don't you want to hit just Xander in the face with that smile he has in there?
Yeah.
Exactly what I said. That's exactly
Oh, man. And, Adam, too, man. Like, you guys are jerks, man. And I think they love being jerks. So it's time somebody puts them in their places.
Oh, we will. The 12th. The dead man walking.
Make sure everybody goes to victoryprowrestling.com to get your tickets for the Gold Rush Rumble on August 12th. Let me get that right first. All right, let's go into... Let me see. What do you guys like to do on your time off from wrestling? What hobbies do you guys have? What do you enjoy doing when you're off?
Go ahead, Malcolm.
Well, now me, just I just like spending time with my family, and now my daughter, she's really big into Pokemon. So now me and her, we just walk around and play Pokemon Go, go to the park and try to catch Pokemon. So that's what I really like doing.
Okay. What about yourself, Ronnie?
For me, I like to spend a lot of time in the gym. That's really working out is what makes me feel human at this point. It's like a must in my routine. And then in my downtime, just hanging out with my dog, going out with my girlfriend, just trying to relax.
Any good movies you guys seen recently?
Yeah. I'm trying to remember.
For me, it's Spider-Man.
Last one I saw.
Spider-Verse.
The new Spider-Man is amazing.
Yeah, Spider-Verse was great.
Yep.
I thought The Little Mermaid was phenomenal.
Yo, I've been wanting to watch it. It just came out on digital today.
Yeah.
So I want to watch it. So I'm gonna purchase it and watch it maybe sometime this week.
And then the best movie I think I've seen this year was the Super Mario Brothers movie.
Oh, that movie was great. Oh my god, it was so good.
Yes.
The Bowser scenes were amazing. I love the end when he's in the little cage.
Yeah.
He's like, shut up. He's like, do you know who I am? Do you know who I am? That reminds me of something like the rap bastards would do. Do you know who we are? Do you know who we are?
Oh yeah, exactly. I would love to put them in the cage.
Yeah, that's exactly how they're gonna end up behind bars.
They're gonna end up behind bars. That's right. Good movie. I'm gonna recommend for you guys. Oppenheimer.
Have you seen
I heard that it was good.
I saw it. It was great. It was really
I might
good.
sneak in after I watch Barbie Girl.
I'm gonna recommend seeing it in IMAX though. It's an
Okay,
IMAX
yeah.
type of film. Yeah, it was really good, man. All right, let's go into places you want to go to as far as wrestling that you haven't been to.
Man, Malcolm and I have both been on WWE TV before as extras, so that's definitely like I want to get back there and even beyond there. That's the dream for me.
Right. How was that experience for you guys?
Man,
were you able to interact with anybody and maybe get some advice or something like that?
I have a story.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a step back and let Malcolm tell his story.
All right, Malcolm, go ahead.
So my experience on extra work was it was interesting because they send out a letter. Well, they send out an email that always says like it says do not bother Stephanie, Vince, or Triple H during the day. So they said don't say nothing to them.
Oh,
So I'm
really?
coming back from it says it in the email. So I'm coming back from catering and I'm walking down a hallway and it's a small hallway in the TD Garden. So as I'm walking down the hallway, out of his office comes Vince McMahon. So I remember the email. I was like, I'm just gonna try to get past him because I don't want to get in trouble. So I put my head down and I just try to walk past him and like just like get past him and go where I'm going. So as I'm walking past him, I get like 2 or 3 steps in front of him and just start to walk. And he just looks at me. He goes, "Well, hi, damn it!" And I'm like, "Oh my god, I am so sorry, Ivan. I'm so sorry." So yeah, then I thought, "Oh, I might not be getting hired anytime soon in WWE."
Yikes! just go by the email, sir.
And then they were doing like a thing in the ring where I had to take a bump. So as I'm getting in the ring, I didn't know that the ring is higher than most of indie rings that I've been in. So I'm trying to get into the ring to hop in, and I slip. And I get hung up in the middle rope. And as I get up, I look up, and Randy Orton is sitting there laughing at me. So, yeah.
That's a good moment, man. Hey, it's something you won't forget, right?
No, yeah, definitely won't.
You can say you've been on WWE and AEW.
Yeah, exactly.
What about you, Ronnie? Any good stories?
Well, I did not have as much of an encounter with Vince McMahon, probably luckily for me. But the first time I was there, it was a SmackDown at the Barclays Center right before Christmas. And I was doing pretty good with trying not to mark out for anyone. I got a little nervous when I saw Triple H, but other than that, I was fine. But then I'm a big Impractical Jokers fan. And like I said, we're in Brooklyn, right? So I see Q and Sal over right outside of catering. And I'm dying to go up to them. But Stephanie McMahon is right there with them.
Oh.
That was my markout moment, was seeing Impractical Jokers. Wrestlers that I've grown up watching, I'm kind of, I don't want to say desensitized, but I know how to act. But when I saw Q and Sal, I was dying to go over there, but I couldn't. I didn't want to. I did.
You remember the email.
And then about a week later, I did end up getting onto Monday Night Raw in Hartford, Connecticut.
Oh, okay.
That moment, the segment was we were, ironically enough, we were security. And we were breaking up a fight between Kevin Owens, Samoa Joe, Seth Rollins, a couple others. Oh, wow. And that moment of standing in the gorilla position and just watching the Raw intro go off and being there for the pyro, that was my childhood dreams pretty much awesome. Right there. Just that moment. Because, it's a different song, but it took me back to hearing Across the Nation and seeing that on TV when I was a kid.
Yeah. That's awesome, man. Congratulations, man. That's a good experience, bud.
Yeah.
Both you guys have great experiences there. Congratulations, man.
Thank you.
Serena has a question. If you had to choose which company is the best fit for you, which would you choose? WWE, AEW, or Impact?
All three of those would be phenomenal destinations for us. But if I had to choose one ultimate, it's got to be WWE because that's what I grew up.
That's the ultimate goal.
That's my childhood dream. Yeah, you aspire to be a WWE superstar. So that's my answer.
Yeah, that's the same for me.
Same.
That's the same for me. That's the ultimate goal.
I think
Like the other ones will be really, really cool to be a part of, but
right.
the ultimate goal for me is WWE.
Right. I think that's a lot of people's goals. Even people that are in other companies now, they all want to go back to WWE.
Yeah.
Like even Chelsea Green was saying that her dream was to be there. So that's the place that everybody wants to, because that's where everybody grew up with.
Exactly.
Just like this generation will grow up with WWE and AEW. So
Yeah, exactly.
they'll have a different choice. They'll be like, oh man, I want to go to AEW because that's what I watched. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. I would want to be in WWE too.
AEW is phenomenal. They've changed the business. They've given a lot of talented people.
Absolutely. Especially during the pandemic, they gave a lot of independent wrestlers jobs.
Yeah.
Because there was no shows.
Mm-hmm.
There was nothing. Hold on a sec. They could definitely benefit from having you guys there because they need more good tag teams. That's true too. They do need more more tag teams there.
I don't know what he's referring to, but I agree.
Yes.
All right, let's talk about all right. Any goals to travel overseas or anything like that for you guys?
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
If you had to travel somewhere, where would you guys want to go as a unit?
I think Canada would probably be awesome, but also like the most realistic being American wrestlers,
Right.
in the Northeast specifically. So I think going to Canada would be a great first step. I love the European style of wrestling, so going to the United Kingdom would be an absolute dream.
What about yourself, Malcolm?
For me, number one would be Japan. I just believe like our characters will like get so over in like New Japan or somewhere. Like I believe that it'll be fun to like just explore and like expand our characters over there in Japan and see how their culture takes to us. So for me, number one would be Japan.
Gotcha. Now I know you have a family. How would that affect your family life, man? If you had to go away for a while, like they would be
I'm
okay
taking them with me.
There they go. We're all going to Japan. Let's go.
Yeah, we're all going. That's it.
I heard when people go to Japan, they love it there. They love Japan. I know people that never came back. They went to Japan.
Yeah,
never came back. Okay. All right. Cool. All right. What about any federation you want to work for that you haven't worked for out here in the Northeast? Any thoughts come to mind?
So I'm born in Brooklyn, and to me, like, I love what Battle Club Pro is doing right now. I would love to, it's been a while since I've gotten to wrestle in Brooklyn. I still have family out there, so like being there would be a huge plus for me. And then also like looking more Northeast, New England has been for a few years and is still continuing to be a hotbed for independent wrestling. So, going back to Wrestling Open, going to Chaotic, going to Limitless, places like that. Absolutely. I feel like New England's the place to be for independent wrestling.
Okay.
Go
ahead, Mo.
I would have to say, like, I would love to be to wrestle at New. I think New will be an awesome place to wrestle at, and a place that we haven't wrestled at, but that's like will be home to us is Creative Pro New York. I think like all of our friends are there, so it's like I would love to be able to get the chance to be on the main show.
You haven't been in Creative Pro?
Well, we did the tapings, but we have never been on a main show together.
Oh, interesting. That's interesting. I would thought you guys would like all switch back and forth between Wrestle Pro and Creative Pro.
Yeah, somewhat, but not quite.
Interesting. Okay. All right. What about something I'm going to be involved with? Wrestling is Now.
Hey, we would.
Yeah, we would love to. Yeah.
Malcolm lives 15 minutes from Ridgefield Park.
Do you really?
I do. Yes, I do.
I will be there this Saturday for Wrestling is Now, man. They're going to have that big tag team tournament, since.
Put in the word for us.
I'll put in the word with SAT.
Yeah.
Actually, they'll be on a little later on tonight, 9 o'clock.
Oh, awesome.
Oh, wow.
I'll bring you guys up. I always like to throw out names that people I know, so they probably think I'm nuts, but I don't care. I'll say it anyway.
Yeah.
What are they going to do? All right, let's go over some of the card real quick. not only do we have your tag team match right there, but we also have fellow Creative Pro / Wrestle Pro associate Leo Sparrow. He's defending that New York State Championship against Brother Greatness. What would be your thoughts on this matchup coming up?
Man, Leo has been setting the place on fire since he got here. He's a little arrogant, but I got to give it to him. He's a talented SOB.
He's the king of kale.
Yeah, you know, I'm rooting for Brother, but it's gonna be tough. Leo's hard to beat right now.
That match could definitely be a show stealer.
It's definitely going to be a show stealer, but I don't think Leo likes me very much though. He said to me during one of my vlogs, he's like, "Are you gonna pay me?" I said, "Do you take kale?" He's like, "Dude, we're done." I got him though. I got him. You guys were just in my first vlog for VPW.
Yeah.
Oh wow! Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, you guys got to catch it. It's up on the YouTube channel. All right, next match. This is a big one, man. It's a women's championship match. It's Valentina versus the debuting Mother Endless against Eve De La Rosa, who's been at VPW before, and the Unforgiven Salem in a fatal 4-way over here. What do you guys think of this match coming up?
Valentina's been holding that title for so long now, but I think that's the day that she's losing it because she has a uphill mountain to climb, and I don't know how she's gonna do it.
What about you, Ronnie? What do you think?
I got to be honest. I'm not entirely familiar with these females coming in, but like Malcolm said, Valentina's been on top for a long time.
She has been.
Her reign's in danger right now. She does not have to be pinned to lose that title.
Absolutely not. And just Mother Endless gives me chills being there.
Yeah.
She gives me nightmares, man. I didn't sleep for a week after I talked to her.
Oh, man.
And last but not least, I have the graphic for this card, but we'll bring up the whole card in a minute. Jack Tomlinson, the Shadow Band Jack Tomlinson, against Eric James in that tables match. What the hell? Tables match? VPW? For that championship? What are you guys' thoughts on that?
Man, Jack is a guy that like I kind of looked up to when Malcolm and I got to VPW because he was fighting with his heart. He was going after that title, and I don't recognize the guy I see now. You know, I feel like he's kind of going off the deep end. I don't trust him to like have the wherewithal to keep collected enough to win this match. So I know there's no disqualification, but I feel like Eric James is the guy with the sound mind. He's the guy with the championship on his shoulder, and I think he's walking out with the title still.
Okay. What about yourself,
Yeah.
Michael?
No, I 100% agree with what Roddy said. Like right now, I think Jack is not sound mind, and I think that he's not going to be focused enough to win the title. So I do think that this is going to be Eric James' championship to keep.
Okay. All right. Once again, go to victoryprowrestling.com to get your tickets. But we're going to have other competitors. It's that Gold Rush Rumble, guys. Are you guys in the Rumble itself?
Not this year, no.
I don't believe so. But anything can happen.
So.
Anything can happen. Anything. But look at all those other contestants. You got Desmond Cole, Alvin Alvarez, Steven Azar, Johnny Pretty Boy Collins is coming back to the ring to be in the Rumble.
Oh, fantastic.
Dante, Dr. Cool, Bobby Orlando. Who doesn't love Bobby Orlando?
Yep, that's my pick to win. Bobby and the GOAT.
That would be my pick to win.
Bobby Jr. is going to win the Gold Rush Rumble.
That's my pick to win too, man. Bobby, even though he won't follow me on Twitter, I still love Bobby Orlando.
Yes.
And I was able, for the first time, to hold Bobby Jr., as you can see.
Oh, there you go.
I was very happy to hold Bobby Jr. for the first time. I was like, Bobby, can I hold him? He's like, yeah, go ahead, Papa Bish. I think a lot of people's favorites to win the Rumble will be Bobby Orlando.
Yes.
It's high time at VPW he gets some championship gold somewhere. Not that Bryce Donovan doesn't either deserve it, because he definitely deserves it as well.
You never know; it might come down to them too.
Oh wow, that'd be crazy, Malcolm.
Yeah,
be crazy.
it would.
Interesting.
All right, guys. Before we go, we're gonna go over where you guys are gonna be next and all that stuff. But I want to hear. Do you guys have any great rib stories? Ronnie's got one. I see that.
No, I don't.
No. What about yourself, Malcolm? Any good rib stories for everybody?
I don't have a rib story, but I have a good story.
All right, let's hear it.
So the one thing that in wrestling, I've been in it for 8 years. So the one main thing that happened to me was throughout the whole 8 years. So you know that there's always long travels.
Uh-huh.
So I've always had battles with cars in my in my 8 years of wrestling. I've gone through like 6 or 7 cars in my 8 years.
Oh
So
man.
one of the times like when I was traveling, I had this minivan and I was driving and I had a couple of guys in the back and we were driving to PA for a show.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what happened. The muffler was shaking and rattling and it fell off. The muffler fell off while I was riding. So I remember all the guys were scared. And I was like, oh, I think the engine fell out.
Oh
And then like
no.
with the car too, I had to like in order for me to roll up the window, I had to use my hand and push it up. So
Right.
they all thought they were in a death trap. I remember there's a wrestler called Nikos Ricos. Once we got to PA, he
Uh-huh.
called somebody to pick him up because he didn't want to drive back with me.
Oh man, that's,
They
that's a
were
good
and
story.
they were laughing at me. They were saying that I had the Fred Flintstone's car where you had to like, like kick in order to go.
That's a great story, man. I really appreciate you guys coming on the podcast, man, and we're definitely gonna
Oh,
have you
thank you
back
for
on.
having us.
Thank you.
Definitely got to come back, man. Definitely got to come
Oh,
back.
thank you, definitely. This was so much fun.
I had a lot of fun too with you guys. All right, tell everybody where you're gonna be at besides August 12th, because we all know we're gonna be August 12th. We're gonna be at Victory Pro Wrestling's Gold Rush Rumble, where you guys are gonna face the Rat Bastards. So make sure you guys go to victoryprowrestling.com to get your tickets. Sorry, I had to kick that in.
All right. So following that event, we are working double duty on Saturday, August 26th.
Wow.
Great state of Connecticut, because we are going to be at VPW's Riverfront Rumble in the afternoon.
There it is.
Yeah, there it is.
Even though we're blocking Malcolm, but yeah, there it is. But go ahead.
And then that evening, we're going a half hour west to Bristol, and we're going to be returning to Tetsu Pro Wrestling for the Champions Ballad.
Oh wow.
We are very excited about that.
Awesome. Where can everybody follow you guys?
At Security Inc. Pro on Twitter and Instagram.
Okay. All right. Now, bring that up again if I can find it. It's here somewhere. There it is. The Riverfront Rumble. Tickets are on sale now, Saturday, August 26th in Connecticut, where you're going to see not only Security Inc., but Valentino will be there, Bryce Donovan, Dr. Cool, the Rat Bastards, Alvin Alvarez, Brother Greatness, Clara. I can't say her last name right now, but Clara will be there, and Little Me Kathleen's going to be there alongside Anthony Gangone and Mantequilla, making I believe this is his VPW debut.
Very cool.
But make sure
it is.
Yeah, it's his VPW debut. Make sure you use those QR codes right now and get your tickets for Riverfront Rumble in Connecticut, as well as the August 12th show right here in Bayshore, Long Island, New York for the Gold Rush Rumble. Probably the biggest show of the year and also my personal favorite. I will be there in attendance for that. A lot of stuff going on. I will be this Saturday at the Maximo Legacy Tag Team Tournament, where they're going to crown their first World's Champion. And it's going to be CMD versus the Audacity, the Slime Balls versus Miracle Generation, Brick City versus Wasted Youth, the Gordons versus New Backseats, and Joey Conway versus PJ Savage for that Win World Heavyweight Championship this Saturday at the Mecca in Jersey.
Yeah.
Make sure you go to Wrestling Is Now to get your tickets for that event. That's going to be absolutely insane. Whew. I think I'm out of breath, guys. Also, I'm going to be at New Evolution Wrestling in October as we return to Queens Elks Lodge, where Anthony Gangone is fighting Walter Icebox Diaz for that NEW Heavyweight Championship. Oh, guys, it's
Oh
gonna
wow,
be.
you're all over the place.
I'm all over the place.
Yeah.
I'm all over the place tonight. I got 3 interviews tonight with you,
Wow.
Thomas Silva from Texas, and the SATs. So that's coming up in a few. Thomas Silva at 8 and the SATs at 8. Everybody, thank you very much for joining us. We'll be back in 15 minutes, guys. Just stick around for a moment and get your tickets for VPWs.